So the first thing you want to think about when you decide to execute on interactive content is what ideas are relevant for your business, right? So a good way to start here is to think about what questions do my sales team regularly get? And so when you look at those questions, you would say, which of those questions does your reply usually include "it depends" or usually require additional information? So if someone is asking you a question like, how much does it cost for you to create for me a contract, and you're a legal services firm, you would wait and say, well, I can't give you any specific answer right now. I need to ask you a few questions first. That's a great candidate for a calculator or quiz or interactive piece of content. Another type of example, your sales team might ask you, which plan, your sales team might get a question about which plan they should get, right? Or which product, if you have multiple products, is most relevant for them and their specific needs. Again, here you need to learn a lot about the customer's business before being able to give them a recommendation in terms of which plan and which products are most relevant to them. So creating a recommendation tool is going to be a great balance and a great fit for your customers, because it's going to help answer their question much faster and it's going to add a lot of value to them. Another place to look is your customer service team. So they interact with your customers all the time, and they can get a sense of what matters to your customers. What questions do they have after they buy the product and after they engage and use the product? And how can you build experiences and tools to help them with that process as well? So in this case, you might see a lot of your customers ask questions about, am I leveraging your tool properly? What can I do to better leverage your software? So you can create experiences like see where you can improve or assess your current performance with our product or tool. Right? What is your biggest weakness right now in terms of, let's say you have a sales software product and you're analyzing their engagement with your CRM, and you say, well, assess how well you're using the product, and you say, well, these are 3 features that you should really use because they're going to help you with your main challenges right now. Another great way to source ideas is to go to Buzzsumo and review which topics are shared the most. And there you'll be able to see that, there's some new insurance plan or tax plan, and there's a lot of content that's being shared about the new tax plan. So it might be a good opportunity for you, if you're an accountant, to come in and say, how does this new tax plan impact you? And create an interactive piece of content that's going to help your customers better understand how that tax plan impacts them in a much better way than a generic piece of content would. Another cool way to think about things is not just looking at what's shared, but also looking at just new events that are coming up and how a new event might be relevant to you. So if you're a health and wellness company and you see Earth Day coming up, you might want to do something around Earth Day. For the last thing is, what topics generally resonate with your audience? And this doesn't have to be specifically for people right before they buy, right? So right before someone buys, you might be talking about savings and costs and ROI. But at the top of the funnel, you would ask questions about people like, if you're in health and wellness, you might say, assess your diet and see where you can improve. Or how much do you really know about nutrition? Or how much do you really know about the food you're currently eating? And you can ask them questions about what food they eat, and then based on that, you can say, well, do you know how much sugar is in that food? Do you know how much protein is in the food, etc.? And are you getting the right balance? And that's kind of a cool way to generate a larger audience and engage with people beyond just people who are looking to buy right away. So when you look at the funnel, you kind of can think about it in a simple way like this, which is, top of the funnel, someone who's looking to buy a roof, but generally not right now, maybe in the future. So you give them just general roof content that they can engage with, right? Either color or design and things like that. And then in the middle of the funnel, you might ask them, generally, how much does it cost to rebuild your roof? And you kind of create that type of experience to engage them and help them get a sense of the general costs of rebuilding the roof. And then a bottom of the funnel person who's kind of made the decision they want to rebuild their roof, and they're really focusing on savings and cost savings relative to other providers. There you can say, how much can you save by using our firm to rebuild your roof? So you can see there are different types of experiences and types of content you would build across the funnel. A more detailed version of this is to look at things from this standpoint. So you can look at the top of the funnel. You can say, okay, I want to create knowledge quizzes, which are, for banking, it would be like, are you an expert in banking? Do you really understand the different types of loans? And then occasion-based quizzes, which are around events. So what is the current education loan rate? What credit cards are ideal for travel? And things like, what are the best companies to invest in? Things like that would be top of the funnel. Middle of the funnel would be product recommendations and cost calculators. So what is the best investment option for me? What is the best retirement option plan for me? Things like that. And then for cost, you can think about, what is my loan payoff? What is the cost of opening an IRA? Loan payoff would be like installment amounts will help you get a sense of the cost to you to pay off the loan. And then savings and ROI and competitor focus. So how do I compare from X competitor to Y competitor, things like that. So that gives you a sense of how you can come up with ideas for interactive content and better engage with your audience.